So this caliper is off Ford Mondeo ST TDCI 2005. This is the bad caliper. Not going to use this, although it's not in bad condition. As you can see, the handbrake mech works perfectly. It moves the piston as well, so that works fine. However, I don't know if you can see that, but I've snapped off the bleed nipple. I've drilled it out, but it needs rethreading. I think it's a 10mm diameter thread by 1mm, so I need a tap and die set to rethread that, but I don't think I'm going to bother. I think I'll get rid of it, but I'll use it to show people how to get the pistons out. Now, in my previous video, this piston is off my other caliper, which I've salvaged. I've basically made one good caliper out of two bad ones. So this piston in here is a bit rubbish, but you could probably get it going again with a bit of persuasion. So they do screw out these now, because the pliers doing it the wrong way. So anti-clockwise on this thread. Shouldn't really do it with them, but because I'm not using this again, I was using those, but you shouldn't really, but I am for demonstration purposes now. This piston is out, so as you can see there, in my previous video I took this out. So what you do is you get some pliers. Can't quite show you there, but if you squeeze spring mount there, I have to do it on here. There we go. Take that spring out of that. Put it on a clean surface. You don't want to get everything filthy. And that just comes out. And you just end up with that and that. Now you can swap them over if the piston's better on another one. Now to pop it back, just pop them back in. It's a bit of a pain to get these back in, but they do go. I think I usually use a screwdriver just to push the rear edge in, push them down. It's as simple as that. Back in, dead easy. So, I mentioned about this spring. Now if you look in there, you can see how it's totally off centre. That's because not all of the tabs are in properly. Now there's a thrust bearing in the back of there, which when you press your handbrake, when you lift your handbrake up, it pushes the thrust bearing, which pushes that centre piece out. So I'm going to try and get that out for you now. I don't think I'm going to use this caliper ever again, so I may as well show you. I've got the centre piece out, which is here, which has the thread on it, and you'll notice it has 3 grooves, and that's where your bearing is. And it's a thrust bearing, so that when you move your handbrake cable, it moves the bearing, which in turn pushes this out. So that's why you get, that's where your handbrake movement comes from. Now, that centre tab I was talking about in the previous video, this locking tab, on mine it's a bit mangled, so I'm not going to use it again. It's going to need a bit of jiggery pokery to get that over here. Because there's 3 tabs and it's spring loaded, so you have to push that down, and there's 3 tabs in there which it clips onto. Now because this isn't, it's a bit mangled, as you can see, it isn't clipping on very well, so hence why I'm not going to really bother playing around trying to get that back on. Not sure if you can get new ones of these. You probably can, but you could probably just bend this and get it back into shape. As you can see, that's a bit bent there, and that one isn't, so that's why I'm having trouble with it. But it doesn't matter, because I'm not going to use this one again. It's literally just to show you what's inside here. So I hope that makes a bit of sense.